Listen, getting in the rounds is no bad thing at an early stage. You know, you go into some great big championship fights and, you know, it's hard to get knockouts. Getting in the rounds early in your career is a blessed thing.
22 years of age. He is a tall fighter as a lightweight. 6'2". So he has got the height advantage, certainly, as well as the reach.
You wonder if he's going to stay at lightweight. I mean, you know, he's 22. He could end up being, you know, a welter or super welterweight. Really tall, lean, but he looks athletic as well, you know. I fancy this kid. I think he might be a good prospect.
All right, we'll send it over to our announcer for official fighter introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is presented by 15th Round Promotions in association with the Sioux Falls Sports Authority, scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This Orthodox boxer stands 5'10", weighing in 139.4 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 0 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Representing Champ Camp and fighting out of El Paso, Texas, by way of Morristown, New Jersey, Terrance Lee. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, is a switch hitter boxer standing 6'2", weighing in 136.2 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 0 defeats. Representing 605 Boxing and MMA, fighting out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Traevon Kid Cobra Kroger. Your referee, Mark Nelson.
All right, gentlemen, you had your instructions earlier. You both know what I expect. A good, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Kroger versus Lee. As we get set, 4 rounds here in the lightweight division. Lee in the black and gold. Kroger in the silver trunks. Referee Mark Nelson gets us going. Kroger coming out already, looking to establish the jab. And there Kroger switches stances quickly. Going from southpaw back to orthodox. Kroger's got to be careful not to reach.
He's reaching over with his punches. You're absolutely dead on there.
And there is a good left, the straight left that knocked Lee back a bit. Shows you a little bit of the power that Kroger possesses. Still looking for his first stoppage victory as a pro. Now Kroger with a little bit of a feint. Now looking to establish the jab. That's one thing you like to see, especially for a fighter that has such an advantage with his reach and his height. Establish the jab early.
Big maxim in boxing, do not neglect the jab.
There's a straight left that knocks Lee back again, even though Lee's still very comfortable, just feeling himself out, looking for the openings with Kroger. There's Lee again with that left, but Lee not worried. There's a quick left hook from Lee, but Kroger just missed him. There's another left hook, partially deflected by Lee. See both guys being patient, methodical in their approach, neither looking to be too aggressive, don't want to leave themselves open. You got to believe both fighters know that they are both undefeated at 2-0, so don't want to take an early chance just yet. Although this is a 4-round fight, and there's a good right hand from Lee.
Great right hand from Lee. Smack on the button.
Body shot. Now Lee starting to open things up a bit. I was going to say, this is a 4-round fight, so these guys do not have a lot of time and don't have the luxury of feeling each other out for a round.
No, you're absolutely right. I think Lee may have realized that with that right hand.
Now Kroger chasing Lee down a bit. Shot to the body. There's another left hook as Kroger ties Lee up a bit. And that's the end of round 1.
Well, I gave that round to Lee because he landed 2 meaningful shots and Kroger didn't.
Yeah, I would say that Kroger probably threw more, but the more significant shots were landed by Lee. But this is where judging in boxing, it becomes so tough because you don't know what the judges are looking for. Are they looking for activity, or are they looking for who had more of an impact in that round? And generally, I tend to favor who had the more impactful shots. But again, there's some judges that see it completely different, and that's what makes it tough in general, let alone a 4-round fight.
The thing is, the way I look at it, Miguel, is, you know, you got to recognize good defense. And just because a fighter is throwing punches doesn't mean to say that he's connecting. Yeah, so you've as a judge, you've really got to be cognizant of that and look through what is just work rate as opposed to landing meaningful shots. For me, Lee landed the meaningful shots in that round.
Now we resume action with round 2. See what adjustments both fighters make, and Kroger already coming out trying to establish himself in the center of the ring. Lee sitting back, and there's a left that puts Lee down, and that could be huge. And that looked like it was more of a flash knockdown that got Lee off balance rather than one that hurt him.
I think that was a shock down rather than a knockdown.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think Lee was very frustrated because he knew it was a knockdown, and he knows it's going to be scored as a knockdown, and that puts him behind the 8 ball immediately. There you see the aggressiveness of Lee. He knows he has to get it back. And there, Kroger starting to open things up.
He caught him with an uppercut, smack on the chin.
And now Kroger connecting with that left hand, getting through the defense of Lee. Lee may have to go back to the drawing board as Kroger has started off very strong here in round 2. Kroger waiting for his spots. There's a right hook, and now an uppercut from Kroger. Lee was able to withstand it. Neither of those shots hit flush. Again, Kroger looking for the opening. Lee got hit in the back of the head a little bit, incidentally.
Both boys have got some power, I think, both of them.
Yeah, you felt it with Lee in the first round, and now you're seeing it with Kroger here in round 2. And again, Kroger has to be careful not to reach too much, because if Lee can time him up, there's some opportunities for him to counter. But it's been a good second round for Kroger.
Great round for Kroger.
Kroger with the straight left, and now bringing the onslaught on Lee. And again, not a lot of those punches landed clean, but he is being busy.
He's been busy and he's been effective in this round.
Lee is going to have to come up with an answer. If not now, certainly in round number 3. After that flash knockdown that Kroger was able to score. And there's a nice little uppercut that slipped through the defense towards the end of round number 2.
I thought that was a great round for Kroger. He was, you know, his punches were picked with some precision. He was busy. He combined the work rate with the punching power. And that was a 10-8 round every day of the week.
Yeah, absolutely, and that has to frustrate Lee because I think he did have a really good first round, and Kroger, I think, understood that, and that's, again, another one of those aspects here in a 4-round fight that a lot of these rounds, especially after that first round, you think if you're Kroger or Lee, it could have gone either way. Someone needs to come out strong and establish themselves quickly because, you know, 2 rounds, if you win, you're getting yourself a draw at minimum. And then if you can win that 3rd round, you're coming away with the victory. And with both guys being undefeated, neither wants to give up that O.
Definitely not. Someone's always going to have to go. But I think the corner man, Kroger's corner man, probably did a good job there in getting him really psyched up for that 2nd round, because that was a great round by Kroger.
Now we go to round number 3. Let's see what adjustments Lee was able to make after that 10-8 round in favor of Kroger. Kroger again coming out very aggressive, pushing Lee against the ropes, connected with the straight left, and now another good jab. He continues to float that jab out there that is providing really good openings for Kroger. And Lee's going to have to figure out a way to get on the inside. Time is starting to tick for him. He is going to have to press Kroger and make him fight off his back foot.
100%. I mean, he seems to be running out of ideas. That's the problem. He has to come back into this fight somehow. Really impressed with Kroger's use of the uppercut. That's causing Lee problems.
There's a left hook from Kroger, but Lee was able to block. And there was a couple of moments in that first round where Lee looked good. He had a strong right hand, and we just haven't seen it since.
I think the mistake he's making, he's trying to box with Kroger. I think he should be establishing a fighter's position and trying to close the ring down. He can't box with Kroger. Kroger's a better boxer than he is, but he can close the ring down if he tries.
Right cross for Kroger. Another right hook. Lee with a jab of his own. But right now, the way this fight is going, Kroger seems content. You know, if you want to box, I'll just box you.
Yeah, exactly.
Strong left hook, but Lee was able to avoid that.
Lee's got that cross-arm defense, you know, which is quite useful in these circumstances, but he's just going to have to pick his work rate up.
And there's a straight left that connected, and another right by Kroger. A right hook, and Lee is in major trouble there. Fantastic combinations from Kroger, putting Lee on the retreat there. Again, Kroger with the best moment in this round so far. Another huge right hook.
I don't think Lee's hurt. He's just phased by the work rate and the precision punching.
Yeah, I don't think he's hurt either. I think, as you mentioned, I think Kroger is just taking the fight to him now. I think he gained confidence after knocking him down in that second round. And from that point on, Kroger really felt that he was invincible to Lee. And Lee hasn't tested Kroger's chin at all.
I mean, I'm looking into the corners now. I'm looking in Lee's corner, you know, and it's one of kind of, you know, he's got a resigned look about him. He shouldn't have that look. He should be going in there and trying to knock Kroger out, because he's going to have to knock him out to get a win. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, the first round was potentially 50-50. I tend to lean towards Lee. But certainly the second round was a 10-8 round for Kroger, and that third round was another round in the books for Kroger as well. So if the way things stand, Kroger would come out victorious. So Lee needs to do some major work here in this fourth round if he wants to have a chance to stay undefeated.
Well, he's going to have to really do something big. You know, alternatively, he may just settle, you know, for a points defeat. But I hope not. I hope he tries to do something.
Kroger pressing Lee against the ropes, and Lee ties him up.
That's good work on the inside by Lee there.
And you need more of that. I think, as you mentioned, he's been trying to box him too much. I think he's been content to stay on the outside, which is exactly where Kroger wants him. He's fighting Kroger's fight. Rather than mucking it up, getting on the inside, pushing Kroger around, putting him along the ropes, using his weight. As there was a body shot by Kroger. There's just so many things that I think Lee could have taken advantage of that he has not done so here in this one.
I think when he looks back at this, you know, hopefully if he stays in the fight game, you know, that he will try and change his tactics, because that hasn't happened here. He's fighting the same fight as he did from round one. And that, as you say, rightly say, Kroger's got him exactly where he wants him.
And as we know, boxing is, you can train for 8 weeks, but after that first round, your entire game plan you thought you were going to have coming into a fight goes out the window, and you have to adjust, and boxing's all about adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, Lee needs to learn that lesson. Maybe if he loses here, maybe that's a good thing for him.
Another straight left by Kroger. Kroger seems calm, confident. He's been picking apart Lee since the first round. And there's a great right hand from Lee.
Good right hand for Lee, but is he going to follow it up now?
Haven't seen that since
Nope.
round one. And right there, Kroger knows he got tagged with one, so he's got to give 2 back to Lee. Another right hand by Lee.
Lee's done a bit better in this round, but I'm afraid not enough.
Uppercut connected by Kroger. And a left hook by Lee as he was fading away. Another body shot from Kroger as he backs Lee up.
I like the way Kroger switches it from body to head.
Yeah, he's done a nice job at really making Lee think about where he's targeting. And a right cross on the chin.
He could get a stoppage here, Miguel.
He may not have enough time as that uppercut landed right at the end of the bell.
Not quite enough time.
Really solid finish for Kroger. As you see, Kroger left it all in the ring there. Unless something drastic happens on the scorecards, he should be cruising to a decision victory over Lee.
Yeah, maybe better, but 39-37, that's why I looked in favor of Kroger.
Lee, there is things obviously he could have done throughout that fight, and as you mentioned, I think he's going to be disappointed when he goes back to watch about some of the things he possibly could have done. And you know, tactically, I think it was just a bad game plan trying to box with Kroger. I think he should have came in, used his build and his strength to get on the inside, try to push Kroger around, make him fight off his back foot, get him alongside the ropes, and not allow Kroger to just stand and pinpoint shots he wants.
Kroger had a field day from round 2 onwards. He knew it was his fight. He boxed the perfect fight, and unfortunately Lee didn't. That's the reality of it.
So good performance from Kroger.
I think he's got a future, Kroger. I like the way he switches from body to head. His jab is decent. His uppercut is decent. I think he's got something.
And now we'll send it
Ladies
over
and
to our
gentlemen,
announcer for the
after
decision.
4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. And all 3 judges score this bout 40-35 for your winner by unanimous decision, Traevon Kid Cobra Kroger.
Well, I don't think he got any credit for round 1 from those judges. But anyway, the decision is correct.
Traevon Kroger with the decision victory. And I believe we are going to go down for a post-fight interview. So we'll send it over to our announcer as he gets a chance to talk with Traevon Kroger.
Congratulations, man! Moving your record now to 3-0. Well done. Were you able to exercise your game plan in this bout?
Yeah, I was. My last 2 fights, I mean, I like to fight. Like, I'm not 6'2". This fight, I really realized, I'm a tall guy. Use my jab. Don't play no stupid games.
Well, congratulations. You were able to pull it out unanimous in the judges' eyes. You're improving your record now to 3-0 as a professional. Like I just talked to the last gentleman. What is in store for you next?
Well, in general, this means a lot to me. I don't sit here and pad my record or nothing. Tonight I was 2-0, and I fought a 2-0. I'm here to do whatever my team, my managers, my support group, what 15th round says, that's what I'm going to do next.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for Traevon Kid Cobra Kroger.
I would just like to shout out my gym, 605 Boxing MMA, and my fiance, who's also the ring girl, Sammy, for making all my days great.
There you see it, Traevon Kroger with the victory, and he appears to have a great head on his shoulder and has a really good mentality on him, saying that, look, like I want to test myself. I fought a guy that was 2-0, and I'm looking to do what my team wants, but I want to challenge myself, and it's rare to see that from young guys.
It is. I mean, you've really got to applaud him for that. He took a risk and it came off. And it came off very well, because I didn't quite agree with the scoring. I thought a little bit of credit could have been given to Lee, but that's not the end of the world. I really think that Kroger showed an awful lot there. My only problem is as he gets older, he's going to have to move up in weight.
Yeah, he certainly is at 6'2", with the way he's built. He's certainly going to have to do that.
That's it.
Congratulations to Traevon Kroger. He improves to 3-0. We'll be back with more action from Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
One fighter that I want to introduce you to tonight, Aaron Shaw. He came here, he was scheduled to fight. Unfortunately, his opponent got arrested on the way here. So I'm telling you, it's been a doozy. Yeah.